We'll go on to Homelands education program, and I'd like to call upon the Homeland teachers to join me on the stage. I'd like to briefly talk about Homelands education and where we're at now. When it comes to education program, for the delivery of the education program for our homelands, it has been a big journey and a challenging one for all of us. I sit on a board that provides delivery of all programs to homelands, and I also have worked with the Gulkula Homeland schools and our teachers and the principal. The story of the Homelands education has been a long one when it comes to funding, resources. For the delivery of the program, I guess it was hard. I guess anti-government and the Department of Education finds it hard to deliver the education program for our homelands. I talk about, there's about 36 homelands across our region, Laynhapuy homelands, and some of the bigger homelands, we have schools in them. We have our own teachers, and the delivery of the education program is delivered from Gulkula. We get visiting teachers. The principal is based at Gulkula, and the teachers go out to homelands. 4 times a week. 4 times a week. Well, imagine. 4 times a week they go out bush and help our teachers here. Way back in the 1970s, some of you probably heard this story, some of you haven't, but I'd like to mention this for people who are new to this country. Homelands movement started way back in the 1970s, and our elders who made that movement, that prehistoric movement, when they moved back to their country, they said, we want education, we want health, we want housing, we want infrastructure, so that we can develop our communities, so that we can teach our kids here in the homeland, where there is peace and quiet, where the family is close, and Jamarkuli doesn't get distracted. Jamarkuli is there in the country, learning at country, close to family, where the families keep a close eye out for the children. And it has been a very, and it's always, and it will always be the purpose for our Jamarkuli to learn, to be taught, have education program delivered to our homeland. And the Yolngu in the homelands is very strong about that. They have an option there. Option is there for them. And people like me, we can't stop them. They have an option there whether they want to send their kids away to go to a school like Nolanbuy or Gulkula or Darwin. That option is there, and we can't stop them. But it's up to families whether they want to do that. Family living in the homeland, whether they want to send their kids away or boot away from home. It's always been a vision for the Yolngu people, homeland Yolngu people, when it comes to the delivery of the education program. They want their Jamarkuli, their children, to go to school at a homeland. The story about SHEP, our secondary education program, it started a long time ago, a couple of years ago, and when the Northern Territory government, there was a lack in the education program for our homelands, and my mother, there's a picture of her there. Her name is Multara Monongur. She passed away a couple of years ago, and she's always been passionate about homelands, especially for Gartalla and for other homelands as well. She spoke a lot about the secondary education program because it was her initiative that she pursued a long time ago, a couple of years ago. I think it was middle of 2008, or maybe the beginning of 2008, that she started to push the secondary education program and the idea of Jamarkuli, other kids from the homelands, to come into Gartalala so they can have access to secondary education program. And that's her picture there. She's no longer with us, but I believe her spirit is here with us. I'm gonna introduce my niece, Shonika, and she's gonna tell you a bit about Mum's legacy before we go on to the other Homelands education program. So this is Shonika, my niece. She's gonna talk about Mum.
Hello everyone, my name is Shanika Talal, and I am here today to talk about my Nana's legacy, Multara Monongoro. My Nana was a leader in her own right, a mother, a grandmother, a friend, and a teacher who saw the gap in Aboriginal education. My Nana saw a massive gap of primary and secondary age students in the Laynhapuy homelands. The students had no opportunity of secondary education program. Despite all challenges, little money, distance, remoteness, weather, and so on, my Nana developed an idea for 18 students across the homelands in 2004. Her solution was Jamarkuli, meaning students were flown from other homelands to Gartalala by a 5-seater plane that were operated by Laynhapuy Aviation twice a week for 4 days in and out. In 2008, 19 students successfully became the first students taught at a very remote school, Gartalala, in the whole of Northern Territory to graduate Year 12 with the Northern Territory Certificate of Education. Soon after, there were discussions of a development of new boarding school facility at Gartalala homeland. In 2007, my Nana was the recipient for the Northern Territory Research and Innovations Award. And along with that came $5,000, but she gave that money back to Gartalala School to start a new nutrition program for the students. The award presented to her was in recognition for her work towards Gartalala secondary education program. My Nana got to the age where she retired from her job as a teacher, but that did not stop her passion that she had for helping the future generations of this region receive high-quality education. My Nana worked so hard to achieve her goals, but as former Youth Indie singer, Mr. M. Unipunga once said in his songs, promises can disappear, just like writing in the sand. Years were changing and so were the government, and sadly, the promise was broken, and it shattered my Nana and her dreams. Don't ask me why something that was empowering Yolnga people to take control of their own lives was ended. Ask the government. But despite the broken promises, the passion for the secondary education program was still there within the homeland community leaders. That is another story that my auntie, Yanin Monongoro, will talk about in her presentation. In conclusion, I would like to acknowledge the following people who supported my Nana and who made the secondary education program happen. Roslyn Wheatley, Abby White, Ruth Mika, Brewa Monongora, Yanan Monongora, Lumbinga Monongora, my grandfather, Dungala Monongora, late Dr. R. Marika, Leon White, Rick Brown, late Miss Nguruwaton, late Mr. W. Wunungmura, late Mr. B. Wunungmura, Miss Yalmay Yunupingo, Dr. M. Yunupingo, late Dr. Gumana, late Mr. N. Monungurij, and Jalinda Ulumari. Thank you.
So, thank you, Gutjan, and thank you for sharing my mother's legacy. So when the education program, and the secondary education program, what my niece was telling you, Mob, was how it started, who started it, and when it started it. And the Northern Territory Government and the Department of Education, I'm going back to when it first started, when the secondary education first started at Kartalla. And I'm going back to year 2008, I think it was. It was a successful program. We had Jamarkuli coming into Kartalla. There was about 19 Jamarkuli that graduated from that program. Then suddenly, the government said, no, we're not going to give ongoing support to this program at a Homeland. This is what happened. They didn't want to support education, a secondary education program running at a Homeland. And they stopped the program. And that program was running very successfully. For 19 Jamarkuli, I think it was a very successful program. And the Homeland people was very proud of it, the way it was running, the way it was delivered. And every day, despite the weather and all that, the distance, our Ngapagi staffs mala, whom Shonika mentioned before, they came out and helped the Yulngumala deliver that program. We were working together for the betterment of our Jamarkuli that lives in the Homelands. And for some reason, and I guess I know why the reason is, what the reason is, and you probably heard about this. And because some people, not all people, some people, governments, some people within the department don't want to see a child succeed at a Homeland. They don't want to see that happen. They want to see a child to be sent away to another community, away to a town, away to a city, away to a boarding school down south. And that is not the people of the Homeland's visions. And I would like to say that the people outside, the governments, the department, and some people outside, they don't want to see our kids go to a school at a Homeland. They don't, and I can tell you that up front. Whether you agree with me or not, I can tell you that up front. But the Yolngu people, we have this power of control, and we want to be able to educate our Jamarkuli our own way. And we want to see the department, we want to see the government, we want to see external agencies come in and stand together with us, work together. Because we are here for one common goal, that is to bring proper education to our Jamarkuli. So we can, that youth though, when they grow up, when he or she grows up, he or she can see that they have been educated in a proper way, with the help of the Yolngu on the ground, Kabulu, the department, and other people who are interested. Because nowadays there's a lot of people who's so very much interested in teaching our Yolngu Jamarkuli. There's a lot of people out there who's interested into delivering the program for our kids. So that's where people who work in that area, in the education space, you have to listen to us, what we are saying to you, and how we can teach our Jamarkuli. And when it comes to Homelands, we've been struggling a lot. We've been struggling a lot in the last couple of years. When our secondary education program, when the government ceased that funding, we struggled a lot. Come last year, 2008, I said to my board, the people I work with at Laynhapuy Homelands Aboriginal Corporation, I've had enough. We have to do something. Our children is not getting the support from the department, from the Northern Territory government. So you know what happened? We had to do our little review, our own review, right? We did our little review. And me and this man here, Balko Onamura, was appointed by the Laynhapuy Homelands Aboriginal Corporation to go out to Homelands, talk to the Jamarkuli, talk to the parents, find out what's happening and what needs to be done. And we did that. We visited many homelands across our region. We sat and spoke to many leaders in our region, in our homelands. We sat and spoke to many kids, finding out what they wanted to see happen. And this is our Jamarkuli, and they were telling us what they wanted to see happen. So, and with that review, we came together after when it was all completed, and I think a person called Luke Kimba, and he's from Adelaide University. I'd like to thank him for the work that he's done to write up that review. And then we had to come together. We had to sit around the table. We called a meeting with Gulkula Homeland School, and we called a meeting with the Department of Education, and some members, some representatives from the Education Department came and sat on the table with us. And I said, this paper, I said to the department and the school, I said to them, this paper is not an attack on the department and not an attack on the school. This paper will lead you what you need to do in our homelands and what you need to do when it comes to the education program for our homelands. This is a paper, and in that paper is the needs from the Yolngu people in the homelands and what we want to see and achieve together. That's what I said to the department. And ever since then, I must say, and I'm happy that things were starting to roll. Things were happening. Currently now, today, I can tell you I am happy. Balko can tell you he is happy with the program that is happening now for the homelands. There were a couple of things in that review that people were still talking about, and one of them is the secondary education program. And I'm happy to let you know, can say today that we've got that program back. We've got that program back in the homeland. Yeah. And there will be a relaunch of the secondary education program on the 4th of September at Kartalla. And I'm happy that we've come a long way and we've now got that program back. There was other programs that wasn't running in the homelands, like the Families as First Teachers. We've now got that program. That program is running in our 3 hub homelands, Laynhapuy, Garma, and Wandawi. That program wasn't there before. When we did the review, it's now happening. Yeah. We've got our senior cultural advisor back, Wakap Monogur. I was hoping that he was going to be here today, but his position is now funded through Gulkula Homeland Schools, and that was another position that was a very crucial, important position for Homelands. That position is to work closely with the Homeland School and the teachers. So yeah, ever since that review, we are now starting to see things happening. But there is more. We need more. We need more help. One of them is partnerships. We want to be able to create more partnerships with external agencies. I think we got a partnership with Cotton On Foundation. That's one. We got a partnership with Learning on Country program, but that's been going on for a long time. But we need to create more partnerships with our other external agencies. And if people out there is willing to do that, please come and see me. I'll be happy to talk to you about partnerships for our schools in the homelands. Yeah, so that's my story. It's been a long journey, and I'd like to this little session. I'm dedicating it to my mum, because she was a very passionate educator herself, and she did a lot of things. She in her life, she did many things for Jamarkule here at Gulkula and in the homelands. And I also want to thank the people who was working with her. Some of them are here and some have gone Yolngo. I'd like to thank Heidi Dentis. She's the principal for Gulkula Homeland Schools. Unfortunately, she won't be here because she fell sick. And the teachers who's been going out bush, the visiting teachers, and working with our Yolngu teachers here. And I'd like to thank them as well. I'd now like to call teachers. They've got their own story to tell. On my left, Chuna Unungura, she's from Garma. Rorwiling Ngurutun, she's from Rurangala. And Lombinga Monongur, she's my niece from Gartalala. And Balko Wunungura, he's here wearing 2 hats. He's a director for Laynhapuy Homelands Aboriginal Corporation, and he's also the chair for Yambirpa School Council. And I'd now like to call Juna to give her story. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Juna Unumura from Garma Homeland. It was the dream and vision of the elders that would be the teachers in homeland schools. Our families were strongly mentoring us. Ujalkara Wirpanda and Pandinga Wirpanda from Gangan were mentors for me. We are nearly completing our advanced studies thanks to their Yolngo strength and belief in the homelands. First, I will like to talk to you about it, families as first teachers. That's fact. As part of our studies, we researched FAF's model for Homelands. Gulkula Homeland School was funded to start a FAF's program. FAFT is an important program that supports parents of Yolngo children. Parents come to FAFT to learn about learning, games, and other important programs. Information about raising children. FAFT is now being implemented in 3 larger communities. Borowoy, that's Wandawoy, Garngan, and Darlingbury. Yolngo playgroup leaders have been employed in each site per week. Their role is supported FAFT program. The FAFT educator visits each site, 1 site per week, to support the Homeland playgroup leaders. The playgroup leaders are receiving training in term 2. The playgroup leaders were trained in the Abecedarian, which is the learning games that are used with parents and their children. Thank you.
Next, our teacher who's speaking is Rurwilling, and she's from Rurangala Homeland.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rurwilling Ngoroton from Rurangala Homeland. My sister, Miss Ngoroton, was one of the first Yolngo to receive teaching qualification from Deakin University. She became the principal at Gulkula School, then Gulkula Homeland School, and then senior cultural advisor at Gulkula Homeland School. I would like to talk about quality teaching. Gulkula Homeland School is growing up more young teachers. Yutamagi Konami are new or young teachers in all sides, except Kujangan. The young Yutamagi Konami are all graduates of Yolngo Homeland School. We are very proud of them for Yolngo enjoying the Gulkula Homeland Lipa Lipa. The Yutamagi Konami are in the classroom every day. At the last school council meeting, the school council approved the employment of Yutamagi Konami as trainees. This will happen at the start of term 3. The Cotton on Foundation have agreed to provide $20,000 to support the Yutamagi Konami priority in 2019. We have been granted funding to deliver a certificate 2 in family well-being. This training will be delivered in a homeland community. The training will start in October or November. This training is for Yurtamangi Konami and playgroup leaders. Yirkala Homeland School has a whole school workshop every term so that Homeland Center teachers and visiting teachers are taught both ways learning. At workshop, we learn about walking, talking text and talking number program for the terms. We believe in term teaching and work together in workshops and in Homeland School. We all believe in the Yambirpa School Council vision statement. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Lumbinga Mononguru, and she's from Gartalla School.
Hello everyone, my name is Lumbinga Mononguru. I will talk about threatening your ways of teaching. Yirkala Homeland Schools has had a strong focus on Indigenous language and culture in our school programs. Yolngu Homeland teachers have been leading a lot of work. They have also supported the visiting teachers with professional learning in the key concepts they need to understand about Yolngu language and culture. Some of the Indigenous language and cultures programs students and teachers have enjoyed so far this year are the Ringage Walks, where students have learned about special places. In a few weeks, students, teachers, Homeland Rangers and Ngalapalmi will travel to Karapara. The Learning on Country program is a strong program, and this has meant there has strong engagement of Idalka Rangers in school activities. Rangers are engaging with students and teachers on a regular basis and supporting Indigenous language and culture program in the classrooms. Through Learning on Country, the Idalka Rangers, students at Borowe and Rotorua have engaged in biodiversity surveys this semester. These activities has been very engaging for everyone involved and showcase the bridging of knowledge between Western science and Yolngu science. In semester 2, there will be more Learning on Country activities. Excuse. There will be biodiversity survey with the SHEP program, a Kalta at Jarakpi, and a Kalta walk between Manjawi and Borowe. Now I will talk about Yirkala Homeland School's SHEP program. The secondary Homelands education program has started again, which is mentioned by my auntie already. This is a senior years program for students in years 10 to 12. The program is designed to support students to achieve a Northern Territory Certificate of Education. Some students will complete their NT-CTE with Cert 2, Conservation and Land Management, and Cert 3, Indigenous Land Management. These students will be on pathway to be work ready. The first SHAP workshop for students doing Cert to CLM will held at Gartala in week 6, term 2. 16 students were selected to enroll in the Cert to CLM, and all 16 students attend the workshop. The Department of Education has been very supportive of the SHAP. The Cotton On Foundation has agreed to provide $20,000 to support the SHAP program in 2019. And already, my auntie mentioned, there will be a formal launch of SHAP on the 4th September at Kartalala. Thank you.
Our last speaker is the chairman for Yambitpa School Council, Balko Wonongura.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for this good morning. It's windy, but I'd like to thank you, our teachers from the Homeland. Yes, and that's all. I haven't told my name yet. My name's Balko Nungmura. I come from Dalong clan, and yeah, thank you very much.
So these are the people sitting on the panel here, our teachers who work very hard in the Homelands, and they've been amazing. They've just been amazing. People who's working there in the community, with their community, with the Jamarkuli, and teaching the kids in the Homelands. Our teachers is now, hang on, sorry, I just had to just make sure of one thing. They're doing the advanced diploma of education. These our teachers, they're studying through bachelor, and because it's always been, going back to my first speech, it's always been the vision of the Homeland Yulngomala, our Ngalapalmirmala, to have our own teachers, our own Yulngo teachers, to be teaching out there in the Homelands and teaching our Jamarkuli, our Yulngu Jamarkuli in the Homelands. And it's been a long journey for all of us, Markap Mirmala. I thank you, Bookmark, for attending this forum and listening to our stories. And we're hoping the people on this panel, the people of the Laynhapuy Homelands, people like me, people like my boss there, Brewa Monongoro, our leaders, we're wanting to create a pathway, right? A better pathway for our Jamarkuli in the Homelands. And we are here. We're always here. We're not going to be in and out, coming, in and out, like Ngapagit Mala. They travel in and out all the time. Yeah. But Yulngo, we're always here. And we are open to the Department of Education. We are open to other external agencies to come and sit on the table with us so we can create a better pathway for our Jamarkuli in the Homelands. Thank you for listening, Marka Pirmala.